From Old Dominion University Fieldhouse, WHES Channel 5 presents Eastern Regional Championship game, the girls basketball. The Kempsville Chiefs versus the Phoebus Phantoms. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you again to Old Dominion University Fieldhouse for the game between the unbeaten Phoebus Phantoms and the unbeaten Kempsville Chiefs. And Bob, the unbeaten, someone's got to fall, as Slow-Mo Joe would say.
Slow-Mo Joe predicted that somebody will end up with a loss tonight. It's going to be a real good game. Mike Talon told me that this team is very patient in their offense. They've got a real good gal inside, and they can shoot the ball outside. Phoebus had a real rough game last night. They had to go back in the zone. The girls were getting pounded. He said that a lot of them are sore. They're aches and pains, but I still look for Phoebus to jump out in a man-to-man, put pressure on them right off the bat like we've seen them do in the past.
Of course, the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kempsville Chiefs will advance to regional play at William & Mary the middle of next week. In fact, the championship team, the one that wins tonight, will play at 8:45 tomorrow, Wednesday night in Williamsburg. And again, Phoebus will be there certainly. The only difference is this game tonight will decide the seedings. Now, when you talk about Phoebus, Lakeisha Frett.
Well, Lakeisha Frett's got to be the premier basketball player in Virginia, if not on the Eastern Coast, and one of the top in the country. This young lady can handle the ball against the press. We saw her do that the other night. She took care of the press, no problems at all. She can shoot the ball. She passes the ball. She had a triple-double the night we saw her. She scoring double points, double rebounds, and double in assists. She just does everything, but she's really complemented well by Chapman and Reese do a real good job. Janelle Hargrove, I think, has got such enthusiasm. You and I both love to watch her because she just goes constantly all the time. And the Vaughn girls got a real nice shot. She just got to learn to shoot it just a little sooner. But they've got some girls that come off the bench to help them, the Felicia Bishop, for example. So Mike's got a talented team that's just not one-dimensional, although he's got a great one in Lakeisha Frett.
Yeah, that's what makes Phoebus so dangerous, is if you do try to double or even triple team Frett, then you leave these other people and they will score on you. It is not a one-dimensional team, but Lakeisha Frett is truly a wonderful basketball player.
Oh, she's in a class by herself. As a sophomore, she's doing things that seniors do. So by the time she's a senior, she should be unstoppable. They'll be running into junk defenses, boxing one, triangles and two, and stuff like that by the time she's a senior.
All right, well, she's just a sophomore. The Phoebus Phantom girls team got close last year, and of course their quest this year is for the championship. Both teams go to state, but of course Phoebus wants to go there undefeated. We'll be right back with more of our action from Old Dominion University after this brief timeout. Back here at Old Dominion University Fieldhouse, Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. There you're looking at the Kempsville Chiefs as they are warming up, and we're about 5 minutes or so away from the start of this ball game. Right now, let's go down to the sidelines. Bob Hintz and head coach Mike Talon.
Thank you, Tim. Got Mike Talon here. Coach, congratulations on the fine win last night. I heard it was a little physical.
A little bit. Anytime you get to the state tournament, it's a great feeling, and the kids played hard and deserve to be there. We're real happy.
Well, that's great. What do you expect from this Kempsville team? I know they're undefeated, 23-0.
Yeah, they're well coached. They're very disciplined. They're all exceptionally good passers, and they've got 4 great perimeter shooters. So they're balanced. And Michelle Hager is the only senior they have starting. She keys their whole game, really, and she's a real competitive kid. She's a good player.
Are you going to jump right out on them in your pressure defense like you do a lot?
We're going to play man-to-man like we usually do and see what happens and hope everything comes out all right.
Hope they call it a little bit better.
I just hope they let us play a little bit, that's all.
Well, that's good. Well, listen, congratulations. Fine season. Good luck tonight. We'll see you in Williamsburg.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Tim, let's go back to you.
All right, thank you, Bob, and thank you, Mike Talon. We, again, congratulate Mike for another successful season. The only type of seasons that Mike seems to have are successful, as he has had year after year of great success at Phoebus High School. The Phoebus Phantoms, 26-0. They won the regular season and have played 2 games since then, beating Lake Taylor Tuesday night at the Phoebus Gym. And then, of course, they beat Great Bridge, a 23-2 team, last night, 68-42. Right now, Bob has the head coach of the Kempsville Chiefs. Bob?
Thank you, Tim. Got Judy George here, coach of Kempsville Chiefs. Congratulations on a fine season.
Thank you very much.
Tell me a little bit about your team.
Well, they're relatively young. I have 6 juniors, 6 sophomores, and 1 senior.
Well, that means it's going to be nice having them come back next year.
That's right. We're looking forward to next year, but we've enjoyed this year.
Well, that's great. What do you expect from Phoebus?
I expect Phoebus to be a very fast and very physical team. I expect them to try to come out of the blocks very quickly. They like to get the lead and then build on it.
Right. Now, your girls undefeated. Mike's team is undefeated.
Right.
You both have already made it to the state tournament, so that takes a little bit of pressure off, except for the seeding.
Right, and so this is a game that you don't have to play scared. You can play to win, and you don't have to be fearful of losing.
Right. It's got to make you feel good, because once you get into tournament play, it's 1 game lost, you're home.
That's right, and so you're not scared of making a mistake and going home. You know you're going to go up to Williamsburg on Wednesday.
That's great. Listen, do you feel like the girls are loose because of that?
This team is always loose.
Oh,
Every single game they are very loose. I haven't seen them nervous yet.
Well, that's a reflection of the coach.
No, I think that's just their personality.
Very good. Well, listen, congratulations on a fine year so far, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Tim, let's go back over to you.
All right, thank you, and I echo those sentiments. Congratulations to Judy George with a 23-0. There you see some of the coaching brain power, former and present at Phoebus High School. On the left there is Bill D with the cup in hand, then Jerry Gentry, the Phoebus boys team, and Bob Killen. Also having done some coaching over at Phoebus High School, in attendance tonight to watch the Phoebus girls in their quest for the elusive state championship. Of course, the Phoebus girls, I've watched all year and noticed that they have gone undefeated. USA Today has chosen not to even mention Phoebus even in the honorable mention, and of course I've been somewhat perplexed by that, but by the same token I've also been somewhat biased in my desire for Phoebus to get national attention. But James Madison, a team that was very, very much present last year in Williamsburg, they have been ranked as high as 15th, and in fact they might have even gone as high as 12th in the national rankings. So should Phoebus have that opportunity, they might be ultimately facing an undefeated James Madison team.
Well, I noticed one of the teams that Phoebus faced in the Christmas tournament, the Robinson team, got beat in the regional play last week, I believe it was, and that was one of the toughest teams that Mike's team had faced all year. But they went up there and played in a great tournament, which gives them great experience. Unfortunately, in the Peninsula District, there's not that many strong girls teams, and a lot of people say Mike is building, running the score up, but you have to play your girls. You got to get your timing down, and it's never done on purpose, but there is a reason he plays his girls, so they have to get in shape to get the legs and all this stuff that you have to do before you get into the tournament play.
You really do. There's no way to get around that, and of course the only real competition for Phoebus this past year in the Peninsula District was the Gloucester girls team, and they were beaten early in the regions this year.
And they should not have been beaten. They was leading that game, Tim, and ended up really blowing it in the last 2 minutes of the ball game.
And I like what Judy George said. The coach had a real interesting point of view here, and I've never heard it expressed quite this way, but it's a well said point. The girls don't have to play afraid to lose. They can play to win, and if they lose, they don't have to worry about being eliminated.
Well, the only thing that's going to happen if you lose, Tim, is you're going to have a 1 in the loss column, and that's not going to deter you from anywhere in the state tournament. You still get into state.
We're going to invite you at this point in time to join us for the playing of our national anthem. A good crowd on hand at Old Dominion University Fieldhouse. If you just tuned us in, we are
I'd like to introduce the starting lineups
going to
for our
have the
two
introduction
teams.
of the starting lineups.
First of all, at forward, a 5'6" junior for the Lady Chiefs of Kempsville High School, number 40, Tammy Bowen. At forward, a 5'9" sophomore for the Lady Phantoms of Phoebus, number 21, Kenya Vaughn. At forward, a 5'9" senior for the Kempsville Lady Chiefs, number 22, Michelle Hager. At forward, a 6'3" sophomore for the Phoebus Lady Phantoms, number 41, Lakeisha Frett. At center, a 5'11" junior for the Kempsville Lady Chiefs, number 31, Tisa Clancy. At center, a 5'10" senior for the Phoebus Lady Phantoms, number 42, Shavonka Chapman. At guard, a 5'6" junior for the Kempsville Lady Chiefs, number 15, Andrea Bish. At guard, a 5'5" junior for the Lady Phantoms of Phoebus, number 15, Janelle Hargrove. At guard, a 5'6" junior for the Kempsville Lady Chiefs, number 13, Amy Bish. And at guard, a 5'9" junior for the Phoebus Lady Phantoms, number 33, Keisha Reese. Head coach for the Lady Chiefs in her 13th season is Judy George, and she is assisted by Tracy Whitehurst. Head coach for the Lady Phantoms in his 12th season, Mike Talon, and he is assisted by Liz Mears and Kim Johnson.
All right, we appreciate the help from
Bill Nelms.
Bill Helms, yep.
Nelms.
Nelms, that's what I said.
Nelms or Helms, or it rhymes.
Our officials for tonight's game, Tim Whitlock.
Tim and Bob.
There, Tim and Bob, that's right. Tim Whitlock and Bob West. And you see the lineup for the Chiefs as the undefeated Phoebus Phantoms and undefeated Chiefs.
It's really funny. I went up and asked the officials, "What's your name?" They said Jones and Smith. I says, "You two guys were here last night," because that's the same thing that I asked the officials last night. I said Jones and Smith. They don't want anybody to know their names.
Phoebus will be in the white uniforms, trimmed in gold and blue, and they will be the home team for this game. The tip is controlled by the Phantoms. This is Keisha Reese. Looks inside for Chapman. Chapman in heavy traffic out to Hargrove. Back inside, it's tipped away and taken by the Chiefs.
Well, right away, Phoebus wants to get the ball inside, and it was tipped on the entry pass, and they're in the man-to-man, and they're going to pressure these young ladies because they're good outside shooters. And nice steal by Reese.
Left-handed layup by Keisha Reese. As she opens the scoring, and again, that full-court man-to-man pressure. Chiefs beat it easily. This is Tammy Bowen.
Vaughn did not get on her, who she was guarding. She went down the court, did not pick up her number, Tammy Bowen, I'm sorry.
And the Chiefs throw the ball away, so the turnover will give the ball over to the Phantoms.
That's what
pressure defense.
That's what pressure defense does. Good point, Tim.
There you see Mike Talon giving his indications to Janelle Hargrove. Mike Talon, one of the nicest coaches you'll ever meet, one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet, and he is one tremendous teacher. He gets the most out of these young ladies year after year. Reese wants to go inside to Chapman. Turn around, no good. And a tie up underneath between
good hustle.
Reese.
Good hustle by Reese that just
Bowen.
Changes the possession arrow to Kempsville.
Inbounds pass comes to Michelle Hager. This is Hager bringing the ball up against Chapman. One of a pair of sisters, the Bish sisters. And this is Andrea, the other sister. Ball tied up loose and taken by Kenya Vaughn. Lakeisha Frett dribbles down the middle, 13-footer short. And back come the Chiefs. Hager will give the ball to Amy Bish. Bowen kicks it back outside to Andrea Bish.
And it looks almost like a travel. Nice block
Blocked by Lakeisha.
Lakeisha Frett.
Good spot underneath for Reese. Put it in and out. Ball last touched by Kempsville, I thought, but they've given the ball.
They're giving the ball to Kempsville. They're saying that Reese hit it.
Looked like Clancy last touched it, but that's not the way the official called it. Just underway, 5:43 remaining in the first period. Phoebus with the lone score. 3-point attempt, no good. Lakeisha Frett with the board. Sophomore sensation number 41, Lakeisha Frett, averaging more than 28 points a game. Inside it goes to Frett. Frett turnaround jumper short. Second shot that she's put up short.
She got pushed just a hair, Tim. She was falling away from the basket that time. She's not going to miss many of those.
Turnaround jumper is no good for the Chiefs.
Phoebus has caused 3 turnovers and have not got any points off the turnovers. That's very unusual for the Phoebus Phantoms. But it's a 2-3 zone that the Kempsville Chiefs are in.
This is Janelle Hargrove. Low post pass for Chapman was no good. It's knocked away. The turnover. Feet underneath for Lakeisha behind the basket. Can't get it to go. Clancy with good position. So Lakeisha has missed her first 3 shots.
If you're Kempsville, you got to feel real good. There's about, it could be 10-0 right now instead of 2-0.
Amy Bish, guarded by Hargrove. Hager. Bish throws up an air ball, and the ball was knocked out of bounds by the Chiefs.
Well, they're letting them play, Tim. There's a little bit of contact, not much, and they're letting them play, and I know Mike Talon's got to be happy about that.
Still 2-0. We've played more than 4 minutes, so an unusually low-scoring ball game. Phoebus can score almost at will, and they do. Lakeisha Frett connects for the first time, and if she gets warmed up, this will be a long night for Kempsville. Bish guarded closely by Hargrove. Bowen to Andrea Bish, to Michelle Hager. Hager drives in the lane, puts up the one-hander, no good. And again, Frett with the rebound.
And she's got Reese out in front of her.
She spots her now. Reese too far into the basket, adjusts and scores.
Oh, I thought she waited a little late to get the ball to her, but Reese did a great job of adjustment like you said.
6-0 in favor of Phantoms. Underneath, easy bucket for Clancy as Kempsville gets on the scoreboard. Good pass underneath for Tissa Clancy as she scores the easy basket. Frett decides not to drive the baseline. Chapman will put it up, no good. And Clancy with the board for Kempsville. You're watching the Eastern Regional Championship game. The Phoebus Phantoms undefeated at 26-0, and the Kempsville Chiefs at 23-0. 2 unbeaten teams going for the championship. And Clancy with an easy basket again as she had good low position.
Had great position on the missed shot. Weak side rebounder. Nobody put a body on her.
Mike Talon giving Chapman instruction, telling her to get body on her. Kenya Vaughn out to Reese. Reese with a 17-footer air ball. 6-4 Phoebus with 2:17 left in the first. Andrea Bish brings it across the timeline, guarded closely by Reese. Now out to her sister Amy. Bowen to Bish. Hager will fire, trying to tie the score. Doesn't. Clancy again, good underneath position, but she couldn't hold on to the rebound. Clancy is parking herself underneath that basket, and Phoebus needs to block her out.
Yeah, and what she's doing, Tim, if you see, she's weak side, And a lot of your good shooters, if they don't hit the ball, the basket square, it becomes a weak side rebound.
Hargrove tripped up as she went towards the bucket. Chapman got the loose ball, but then threw up an air ball. And then on the tie-up, I believe
No,
Kenya
it's
Vaughn.
a foul on Vaughn, 21.
I was getting to that. On the tie-up, she fouled her.
Foul is going to be against the Lady Phantoms, number 21, Kenya Vaughn. That is her first personal.
First personal on Kenya. That is the first team foul. In fact, that's the first foul of the ballgame.
And then we've gone almost a full quarter.
1.5 minutes remaining in the first. We're looking at a 2-point Phoebus lead. Bish guarded by Hargrove. To her sister Andrea. Hager open, short, and Kenya Vaughn with the rebound. Kenya Vaughn has it knocked away, and she
Went
touched
right
it
off her own foot. Good defense that time by the Chiefs.
Both teams are very tight here in the ball game, and the Chiefs almost throw it away. Traced
They do.
down to the corner. Hargrove to Reese. Reese spots Fret alone and scores.
Nice pass. Good look by Reese.
Ball almost stolen by Chapman. 3-on-2 for the Chiefs. Hager's shot short. She follows, and a foul is called. I believe they'll call this one on Reese. They do.
Foul is going to be against the Lady Phantoms, number 33, Keisha Reese.
So Keisha Reese called for her first. It'll be a player control foul, as the young lady Hager was not in the act of shooting when the foul occurred. Here's your replay. You'll see Hager dribbling the length of the floor. 3-on-1. She pulls up, and then she'll follow, and then you see Reese, and she will make contact, and Reese will be called for the foul. Back to the live action. Only half a minute remaining in the first. It's 8-4 Phoebus. 3-point attempt by Bish is no good, but Hager got that loose rebound and put it back in.
Well, that's where they've gotten 4 of their 6 points is from, well, actually all 6 of the points come from offensive rebounds.
Down to 10 seconds. Lakeisha Fret short, as she has been short on her shot almost every time, with the exception of the one she made, or the 2 she made. Phoebus retains possession with just 5 seconds left. Fret, and she traveled. Good call. So Lakeisha Fret took a extra step before putting the ball on the floor. I don't believe Kempsville will have an opportunity to get a shot away. They don't.
Well, Mike Talons cannot be real happy with the way they played that first half. They missed a lot of inside shots, Tim, that normally would have fallen, and they've given up 3 offensive rebounds, which led to 6 points. They only got a 2-point lead.
No, I would think he would not be, and to score just 8 points for Phoebus is really a low-scoring game. I don't have their figures, but I would guess that Phoebus averaged in the 70s throughout the regular season, and did go over the century mark, and can score almost at will. But you're right, because the Phantoms, Fret in particular, missed some very easy shots inside.
Well, and part of that is due to this Kempsville team, Tim. They're doing a great job of getting position offensively and putting a lot of pressure. You can see some of the action from the first half, but they're doing a lot of fundamentally they're doing a good job down at the defensive end. Their 2-3 zone has been hard for Phoebus to penetrate and get any easy shots out of. And there's when the ball went right off of the foot. The good shot of our logo.
So the Phantoms will start the second quarter with possession, leading by just 2. Chapman will force it up. It doesn't go. And good position by Hager underneath to take it away from Fret. Kempsville with a chance to tie. The only team to give any kind of run at the Phantoms this year was the Gloucester's girl team. Kempsville is staying close right now. Hager will put it up again short, and Chapman will rebound for Phoebus. Fret to Reese. Reese is left alone. Now Fret at the low post. Fret will dump it off to Reese, or excuse me, Chapman rather, and Chapman scores.
Pass.
So the Phantoms worked the ball nicely that time and found the open player for the easy jumper. Bish guarded by Hargrove, throws it away off the hands of her sister.
And that's because of the pressure Janelle Hargrove is putting on Miss Dish. That's Amy Bish and Andre there. Look like identical twins to me.
Kenya Vaughn. Inside it goes for Chapman, and she is fouled. Foul is going to be on Bowen, number 14.
Foul is going to be against the Lady Chiefs, number 14, Tammy Bowen.
Clancy will come out for the Chiefs, and she'll be replaced by Wendy May, number 12. Here's your replay. You'll see Kenya Vaughn will get it inside to Chapman. Actually, Hargrove will get it inside to Chapman, and then you...
And that could have almost been a foul right there on 31.
Clancy, yep.
Tish Clancy.
So Chapman gets one of the two. Full court pressure by the Phantoms. They lead by 5. And knocked out of bounds by Lakeisha Fret.
We have number 12, Wendy May, in there for the Kempsville team right now. She replaced Clancy.
Andrea Bish to her sister Amy. There is no shot clock in high school ball on either the boys or the girls teams. So of course they can take as long as they wish to shoot. Bish shot no good. Again, Hager in great position for the easy stick back.
4 offensive rebounds have given them all their points.
Lakeisha Fret, guarded by Hager. Reese. Kempsville in that zone defense. Now they switch out to a man-to-man. Chapman in heavy traffic, puts it in, and she's fouled.
Well, Chapman is very aggressive going to the board and to the basket, and that's what you need to do. Put pressure on those inside people of the Chiefs.
May picks up the personal foul. Chapman will try for the three-point play. Phoebus leading by 5 with 5:41 remaining as Chapman's free throw is short. Chased down and saved by Andrea Bish, and then she is fouled by Kenya Vaughn. That'll be 2 on Vaughn.
Foul is going to be against the Lady Phantoms, number 21, Kenya Vaughn. That's going to be her second.
That'll be a player control foul, as that is only the 3rd foul against the team. So the inbounds pass from the Bish sisters. 3-point attempt from Andrea doesn't go. She had a 3-pointer in that victory over the Norview team last night. Kenya Vaughn gets it to Fret. Fret will dribble and shoot and hit. Lakeisha Fret now warming up a bit with 6 points. And the Phantoms have stretched that lead out to 7. 15-8, a low-scoring first half for these two girls teams. Bish will try again. This is a 2-pointer just inside the 3-point line.
Well, that was their first basket that didn't come on a offensive rebound.
Fret misses, but it was last touched by Kempsville, much to the dismay of the Kempsville
That
fans.
was a good call. The Phoebus gal had it, and it was knocked out of her hand.
And it comes to Chapman. Shabanka Chapman forces it in. 7 points for Chapman as she's having a fine first half. And it's back to a 7-point Phoebus lead. Andrea Bish inside, wants to get it to Hager low, does. And
oh, no, that was bad call. Nice block.
looked like a pretty good block from here, but the official with a different angle, Mike Talon, didn't agree with the call either.
Well, that's your namesake out there. That's Tim. Good shot of Mike Talon.
Here, let's see if we can pick it up. You'll see the ball come down low, and Fret will be the young lady who will try and block the shot. Let's see if we can see what it looks like here. Ooh, she got nothing but ball.
Yeah, he was not in good position to see. He assumed she made contact with the body, but there was no contact.
1 out of 2 for Michelle Hager. And the Phantoms again lead by 6. Tina Vaughn will fire from outside. It's no good. Chapman with the rebound. Chapman forces it up. No good. Fred follows and hits. 8 points for Lakeisha Fred as that 6'3" height coming to bear.
It really helps.
She'd be a good ball player if she was 5'3".
And that's the truth.
We've got a blocking foul, and the Phoebus fans now get their chance to show their dismay.
3 on Vaughn.
Mike Talon, who is not enamored with the officiating in the victory over Great Bridge, to say the least, and that's all we'll say on it, did not like that call. Here's your replay. Now watch here.
Oh, where was the contact?
Well, it looked like there was some contact, but it was...
But that's the kind of contact's been going along the whole game. I mean,
that's what I mean.
And that's my contention. Be consistent, officials. Just be consistent.
Bowen will go to the free throw line. She had 9 points to lead her team in scoring last night in that victory over Norview, and she hits the first. She'll get the bonus as Phoebus is over the limit with 3:42 remaining in the first half. Only 2 team fouls against Kempsville, so Phoebus not even close to a shooting situation. Bowen misses the second. Lakeisha Fret to Reese. Hargrove will put it up and in.
Nice. She had her hand up, wanted the ball because nobody was on her.
Janelle Hargrove with her first bucket of the night. And the Phantoms lead by 9, their biggest lead. Andrea Bish in the lane, kicks it out. This is Bowen. Back to Bish.
There's some stuff on the floor. I don't know if the officials see it or not.
Hager has 7 points now. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half. Felicia Bishop is in the ball game now for the Phantoms. Good effort by Reese to get it away from the defender and score. 6 points for Keisha Reese. Michelle Hager brings it up against Shavonka Chapman. This is Amy Bish. Behind the screen, Hager can't get the shot to fall. And it's last touched by Kempsville.
There's I don't know if you're picking it up now or not, Tim, but Michelle Hagar, when she does her fake, she shuffles her feet. She's traveling before she goes to the basket, and hasn't been picked up yet.
Cara Blaha comes in the ball game, number 10 for Kempsville. Now the Phantoms want to spread out the floor a little bit with 2:10 remaining. They have Lakeisha Fret way outside here along with Reese. Of course, the Chiefs trailing in the game do have to come out. They must come out and pressure the ball. Now, you don't see Phoebus go to a deliberate game very often. Down to 1 minute and 45 remaining. 23-14, Phoebus by 9. They have led all the way. I'm not sure, Bob, the strategy
They've got to tell the girls to play ball. You got to have as many defensive players out as you have offensive players. That's the officials to do that.
Well, the Phantoms showing a new wrinkle. Lakeisha Frett will put it up, in and out. Chapman has it underneath, and she kicks it back outside for Bishop. Good play by Chapman. It comes into Chapman. She'll put it up too strong. Lakeisha Frett will follow and hit. So we're inside of a minute now, and the Phantoms have stretched the lead to 11, 25-14. That was an interesting approach. I had not seen the Phantoms go to a spread like that.
I had either trying to pull them out of their zone, make a play man-to-man. They can't match up with Phoebus.
Inside low post, Hager can't get it to go. Rebound comes off for Amy Bish to her sister Andrea.
Well, the things that Phoebus has been doing wrong this half, Tim, are blocking out underneath the board. Kempsville just got too many offensive rebounds, and the Talon would be the first to agree with that. They've gotten 8 of the 14 points because of rebounds.
15 seconds to go in the half. I'm sure Mike is aware of that time and has conveyed that to the team. Lakeisha Frett. Baseline jumper, easy basket, and the buzzer sounds.
Wow, what a way to end the quarter. Beautiful job.
So at halftime, the Phantoms, leading by 2 at the quarter break, put on a 19-point effort while holding Kempsville to just 8 points in the second quarter. We'll return to Old Dominion University Fieldhouse after a brief timeout.
They are 2 of 4 from the free throw line, shooting 50%, and the Lady Chiefs 7 from the three-point line. The Lady Chiefs 0 for 3. For the Lady Phantoms of Phoebus High School, they are 13 of 28 from the floor, shooting 46%. The Lady Phantoms are 1 of 3 from the free throw line, shooting 33%, and the Lady Phantoms of Phoebus have committed 4 first half turnovers. Again, our first half.
There you saw some of the action from the first half as the Phantoms built on the first quarter 2-point lead to extend that lead to a 13-point margin here at halftime. And they did so with 46% team shooting, 13 of 28, while the Chiefs hit only 29%, 6 out of 21. Individual scoring for the Phantoms, they were paced as usual by Lakeisha Frett with 12 points. She had all 12 of hers from the 2-point range. 6 points for Keisha Reese and 7 points for Chavanka Chapman. 2 points for Janelle Hargrove, as Chapman was the only Phoebus Phantom to go to the free throw line. She was 1 out of 2. For the Chiefs, they were paced by Michelle Hager with 6 points from the 2-point range and 1 of 2 free throws. 4 points for Tissa Clancy on 2 baskets. 2 points for Andrea Bish with a 2-point basket. And Tammy Bowen, the other scorer, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. The Chiefs 2 of 4 from the free throw line, while Phoebus 1 of 2, each team shooting 50%. Big difference in the ball game, of course, is the fact that the Lady Phantoms have been able to hit the inside shots while the Chiefs have just hit a miserable 29% in the first half.
Well, it's because of that pressure defense that the Phoebus Phantoms are putting on you. You wear you out and you get you tired by the time you try to shoot. You're off balance and you're not on stride and you just don't feel comfortable. And this gym being bigger than I'm sure any of these girls have played on makes a big difference also, Tim. But the Phantoms are playing their aggressive man-to-man defense, and that is what's causing the problems right now of the Chiefs.
We're about to get this one underway, second half. Both of these teams will advance, as I mentioned, to Wednesday action. Some momentary delay now. I'm not sure exactly.
Well, they had a bonus up there on for the visitors already, and they had to take it off. So Felicia Bishop is starting in place of Kenya Vaughn to start the second half.
Kenya Vaughn with 3 personal fouls. She is the only player for either team with more than 1. The Chiefs trailing by 13 as we start the second half. And the ball just stolen away by Shavonka Chapman. Chapman 1-on-2, puts it up, and she's fouled. The basketball counts.
Now she just literally took the ball. And Tim, if you remember, that's what I was talking to you about at the end of the half, that some of the times that the Lady Phantoms, if they would leave their man and double team, they could steal that ball, and that's exactly what Shavonka Chapman did. Great job.
Here you see, she just reached in and stole the ball. And of course, a foot race with Tissa Clancy, who ultimately committed the foul and allowed Chapman to complete the three-point play. So the Phantoms now on top by 16, their biggest lead of the ball game. 30-14, just underway for the second half. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz coming to you here on Channel 5. Bring you the Eastern Regional Championship game. Both of these teams have earned the right to advance to postseason play in Williamsburg. The winner of this game will play at 8:45 Wednesday night. The loser will play at 3:45 Wednesday afternoon. All games being taken place at William & Mary Hall. And we encourage all of you to come on out and support the Phoebus Phantoms girls team.
Yeah, well, there was a classic example. One of the Bishop gals started to cross the lane and had Felicia Bishop turn, she would have stole the ball. And sometimes what you got to do, you have to know where the ball is in your man at all times. And right now, Phoebus is not doing that, and we've seen them do it during the season.
This is Bowen guarded by Bishop. Andrea Bish guarded by Keisha Reese, now her sister Amy Bish. Inside it comes to Hager, and Hager just has it stripped away by Lakeisha Frett. Lakeisha bounce pass intended for Reese, picked off by Clancy.
That was a nice job by Clancy.
Bish to her sister Andrea, kind of a unusual looking shot, and then we've got a foul inside.
Yeah, I think they call that on Bishop, Felicia Bishop.
And that will be the call. That'll be her first, the team's first.
That is her first personal foul.
Blaha will check into the ball game, replacing Clancy.
Kempsville, number 10, Cara Blaha.
A non-shooting foul. Bowen hits from the corner.
There was a mix-up on their assignment. Nobody was on her. She had a wide open jump shot, and Mike told me they can shoot from the outside, Coach Mike Talon. That's why he's putting pressure on them, not letting them get set.
5:55 to go in the third. It's 30-16, a Phoebus 14-point lead. Hargrove wants to go inside. Good defense by Kempsville as they steal the ball. Undefeated Kempsville Chiefs 23-0. The Lady Phantoms of Phoebus High School 26-0. 49 victories between these two teams. And you may have remembered hearing Tracy George as the long three-pointer is no good. Follow shot by Blaha, no good. And again, easy rebounding inside until Chapman picks it up.
She gets the ball out and just comes down the court with it. She is very quick.
Started to say is Tracy George, Judy George, excuse me, said this team has only one senior on it, 6 juniors and 6 sophomores. So this team will return almost intact next year. Bright things on the horizon for the Kempsville Chiefs, that's for certain. Frett wants to get it inside to Reese. Reese is double teamed and loses the ball.
Well, she rolled, and that's got to be all. That's got to be traveling.
Both teams a little bit soft again to start this third period. Played 3.5 minutes, and the basket scored by Bowen. That's her second bucket of the second half.
Well, she's much taller than the Felicia Bishop, and she just took her inside, and that's going to bring Kenya Vaughn off the bench.
Bishop is wide open, 10-footer, in and out, and in. So Felicia Bishop gets in the score column. And the lead now 32-18, Phoebus. Inside it comes for Blaha, and she trouble.
She just lost her footing, and she got the ball. It was so crowded in the lane. And of course, Kempsville are yelling for her. They wanted a foul, but none was called.
Frett will bring the ball up, giving it to Reese. Down low, Kenya Vaughn will shoot and hit.
She's got such a sweet shot, you can't leave her open. Nice release on the ball. She's just a little slow in shooting. She will get better as she gets more experience.
34-18. Phoebus back up on top by 16. And a traveling call as Bish just simply fell down. She really made little or no contact with the Phoebus girl and just kind of lost her balance. Good crowd here at Old Dominion University Fieldhouse for this championship game. Now, for future reference, those people on the peninsula who haven't come over to Old Dominion, it's not that far. It's only about a 20-minute ride from the tunnel. Lakeisha Frett penetrates, pulls up with a short jumper and got the roll.
She just goes one-on-one, and they try to collapse. They being the Chiefs tried to collapse and couldn't stop her. And Judy George, the coach of the Kempsville team, wants to call timeout because they're down 18, Tim. They've doubled the score.
36-18 as Mike Talon's Lady Phantoms looking to extend that streak to 27 games. And here's some of the highlights. You'll see Lakeisha Frett as the Phantoms here have spread the court out. And Lakeisha, look at all four of the Kempsville Chiefs collapse on her. And she just simply soft touches it in.
Well, and who can go up with her? Nobody can go up with her and stay with her when she goes up.
There you see a lot of the fine-looking crowd on hand.
And the young man in the glasses on the left-hand corner, of course, is Jerry Gentry, basketball coach at Phoebus, who we've been told will not be back next year. Looking for a new challenge, he told me.
.252 remaining in the third quarter. Kempsville trailing by 18. Andrea Bish looking inside. That superior Phoebus height prevents her from getting the ball in there, and then a foul is called. Foul is on Keisha Reese. That'll be her second.
That will be her second personal foul, second against the foul.
That's the second team foul, but it is a shooting situation for the Chiefs. Here's your replay. Watch Reese here, who's guarding the player with the ball. Boy, mystery
she just
foul.
threw the ball out. I don't see the contact.
That was one of those phantom fouls we talked about.
Well, they're playing the phantom.
That's right.
But it's usually the other way around.
That's why you call them the phantom foul. You can draw your own conclusion on that. So Bish, Andrea Bish, hits both free throws. And it's 16-point difference now. Reese is left alone, thought about the shot, and then decided wisely instead to kick it back out. Getting some unusual looks here tonight. The zone, of course, for Kempsville packed in pretty well, but Phoebus is not in any great hurry to shoot.
Well, there's no pressure. Why shoot it if you don't have to unless you can get it in within 10 feet of the basket?
That's what Phoebus has been doing. They just, Lakeisha Frett went down hard and looked like she might have been hurt for a moment, but she's back and appears to be all right. Boy, Mike Talon's heart had to stop for a moment.
Yeah, it would sound like yours did.
Yeah, mine would have, I tell you. I can't help it but tell you, I want to see these Phoebus girls go after that state championship, and Lakeisha Frett would be an incredible loss. Hager got her own rebound, and Frett blocked it. Hager disgustedly heads back up the court. Frett double teamed, spots Kenya Vaughn. Chapman gets the ball, puts it up too strong. Vaughn has the rebound, and she'll kiss it off the glass for two.
That was just all hustle on Kenya Vaughn's part.
40-20 now, as the Phantoms have again doubled the score, but have increased it to a 20-point lead. Inside, Blaha, guarded by Fret, puts it up, no good, and Fret gets the rebound. Lakeisha, who can dribble with either hand and shoot with either hand, shoots right-handed, throw up a air ball, something she doesn't do very often. Bish with that unorthodox kind of a one-hand set shot. And a tie up underneath. This should be a jump ball, which will give the ball to Phoebus on the possession arrow. Clancy comes back in, replacing Blaha for the Chiefs. Mike Talon has pretty much stayed with his starting unit.
He really. I'm watching him. He's talking to Lakeisha, and he was not thrilled with that last shot. Of course, if it had gone in, he probably wouldn't have said a word.
Of course not. Chapman, lazy pass picked off. Mike is, you'd think he's behind by 20. He's over there lamenting that last pass. Hager in the lane, put it up, no good. And Kenya Vaughn had it, but it was stripped away. Now Fret tries to tie up with Bowen. She gets it to Bish, and now finally Fret has it.
A lot of contact and no whistle in that last series.
1 second remaining as the shot was released by Fret. And after 3 quarters, Phoebus has extended the lead now to a 20-point difference. They lead 40-20 as they scored 13 points in that period to 6 for the Kempsville Chiefs. The Chiefs had stayed close in the first. They only trailed 8-6 after 1. But a big second period burst by the Phantoms.
Well, and a lot of that has to be on that first 4 minutes. The Phantoms must have missed about 5 or 6 shots that they would normally hit. Were good, very high percentage shots and good shots. Just couldn't get it to fall. And once they found the range, it's just been a steady pull away. I'm going to outscore you each quarter. It's just by, the question is, how much am I going to outscore you by each quarter?
So the Phantoms, should they hold on and win this game, will play at 8:45 Wednesday evening at William & Mary Hall, and their opponent will be the Northern Region runner-up. You see one of the younger fans in attendance. What a cute little fella that is. Out here giving us a wave of acknowledgement here at Old Dominion University Fieldhouse. The Eastern Regional Championship game between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kempsville Chiefs, and there's a traveling call, or at least out of bounds.
Well, she fell on the out of bounds line.
Turnover nonetheless, and the Phantoms leading by 20. Deliberately bringing the ball up. Lakeisha Fret, the tallest player on the floor, handles the ball, goes baseline, and hits.
And it was just a stack. Kempsville came out in a man-to-man because they can't sit back in the zone. They got to come out in a man-to-man. Phoebus went into a stack, and Lakeisha Fret just went one-on-one and got down to that great inside shot. She's got such a good touch on the ball.
Speaking of nice touches, Andrea Bish hits for 2. Kenya Vaughn with a nice shot up, no good, but she'll get 2 shots. Foul will be charged to number 31. That'll Tissa Clancy's second personal.
That's going to be her second personal foul. It will be the second.
Kenya Vaughn will go to the free throw line for the first time. Only 3 attempted free throws by the Phantoms, and they've all come from Shavanka Chapman. Kenya Vaughn hits the first. There you see a good contingent of Phoebus supporters. Bob Killen
right in the center of the screen. He's taking center screen, huh?
Yeah. And Kenya Vaughn misses the second. 43-22. 7 minutes and 5 seconds remain in the fourth quarter. Both of these teams will advance to the William & Mary Hall action next Wednesday. Way outside, shot is too long. The long rebound is still loose, finally garnered by Shavanka Chapman. You know what impresses me also about this Phoebus team is all of these young ladies can bring the ball up the court.
They really can.
Reese with the ball, handles it well. Lakeisha Frett does, Chapman does, and of course your guards, Vaughn and Hargrove, are very good too. So that's a nice benefit to have.
Oh, it really is.
Kenya Vaughn with a nice touch, no good. And Clancy with the rebound. Almost stolen by Reese. Crossover dribble by Bish. Over to her sister Andrea. In the lane, put it up too strong, and should be Kempsville ball. No, they give it to Phoebus. Looked like Phoebus might have helped that ball out.
I think they did knock it out. I think Reese knocked it out of Frett's hand, but nonetheless.
Clancy has checked out of the ball game, and Wendy May, number 12, has come in for the Kempsville Chiefs. Frett gets a couple of picks, puts up the 12-footer, no good. Hager with the board.
She's done a good job rebounding tonight, Michelle Hager.
She had
Hagen.
Had 6 rebounds. Hager. You had it right the first time.
Is it really Hager?
It's Hager and Bowen.
Okay. I messed up somewhere. I had Hager and Bager.
Andrea Bish will drive the baseline, and a blocking foul will be called against Lakeisha Frett, I believe. That's who it is. That's her second. And Judy George will take a timeout. The 13-year veteran coach of Kempsville will call the timeout with 5:26 remaining, with the score Phoebus 43 and Kempsville 22. If you joined us late, you're watching the Eastern Regional Championship game. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. We're coming to you from Old Dominion University Fieldhouse. And again, we want to take the opportunity to thank the fine people here at Old Dominion University for just being as cooperative as anyone could be, and having Dr. Sam Stills and the crew here to come in early and set up. Of course, we've got our ace crew on hand for this. Our director, Scotty Bowers. Bev Thaxton Penn is our graphics person today. Our camera people, Hooker, Young, Baton. Hall of Fame names if you ever heard them, right?
And don't forget the
best for last, right?
Yeah. Because if you don't say so, he's going to jump all over you.
Slow Mo Joe, a man with the golden touch, brings you these slow motion replays. Did I leave anybody out? I hope I didn't. Of course, our producer, Dr. Sam Stills, sitting to my left here, munching on popcorn at Old Dominion University. Three-pointer from Amy Bish. What the heck, right?
Yeah, well, you got to get back, and you go back when you go where the shots are open.
Down by 21, you might as well fire a couple of three-pointers. Chapman baseline behind the basket, tough shot, and it comes off for Hager.
That was not a good shot. She was way behind the backboard.
Got pushed a little too far behind it. Vaughn tightens up on Bowen. This is Bish to her sister Andrea. Now Hager touches the ball. Hager will shoot, and it's an air ball taken by Chapman. 4:35 remaining in the fourth period. Phoebus comfortably on top, 43-25.
And they're not in any rush.
No, I wouldn't be. These girls will look forward to a couple of days off before that Wednesday match, too. Hargrove chases it down in the corner. Frett. Hargrove is open at the top of the key. Ball knocked loose by Hager. Now Frett will penetrate, try to get it to Kenya Vaughn, but it was picked off by Kempsville.
That was some uncharacteristic plays these last two times down the floor by the Phantoms. And, of course, Mike Talon does not want them to lose their concentration.
I think they might be a little tired, Bob. It's tough to play
could be, yes.
Back-to-back games. And that game last night, we were told, was very physical that they were involved in. So he said they were banged up pretty well. Some of the girls couldn't even raise their arms after the game last night. That's how physical it was. Stick back is good by Wendy May as she gets her first points of the night.
Kempsville has done a great job offensively rebounding all night. I know that's 5. I don't know how many they've had, but that was a 5th one for sure, because they've gotten 10 points off of offensive rebounds.
Lakeisha Frett, Chapman in the corner. Nobody on her, so she just waits for someone to become open. In it goes for Hargrove. Her shot too strong. Got her own rebound, and then she was fouled on the way up by Amy Bish. That's her first.
Foul is going to be against the Kempsville Lady Chiefs, number 12, Wendy Mays.
So they indicated number 12 was guilty of the foul. I thought it was 13.
No, it was
Bish.
13 that hit.
I thought it was too.
She's the one that made contact.
Well, let's see if we can pick it up. That's 12 there to the left of your screen. Comes in 12.
No, I hear it. Here's where the say that was the first shot. She got the rebound and went back up, and 13 fouled her.
Well, a referee ought to know, shouldn't he? But he called 12 instead of 13.
Yeah, well, it's close. They look the same.
Yeah, that's right. Hargrove can't get the second one to drop. 44-27. 3 minutes remaining in the fourth. Three-point attempt, no good. Chapman, strong to the board, committed the foul.
Well, I'm impressed with the way Kempsville rebounds offensively. Mike Talon is very upset, and he's going to call a timeout.
That is her first personal foul, 14 foul wheel, a timeout being taken by the Lady Phantoms.
So the Phantoms will call a timeout.
The Lady Phantoms lead it 44-27.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed the boys and girls basketball throughout the season here on Channel 5. We've certainly enjoyed bringing you all the games. We've tried to give as equal coverage as we can during at least the regular season to the Hampton City schools. And again, we invite your comments and your opinions or suggestions. If you'd like to drop us a note, you can address it to WHCS Channel 5, 1819 Nickerson Boulevard. That's in Hampton, and of course the zip code is 23669 for that. We'd like to hear from you. We will be hopefully doing some fast pitch softball games for the girls and some baseball games for the boys teams in the city of Hampton. But we definitely would like to hear from you. So if you have some comments and things you'd like to say, we'd like to have you drop us a note. 3 minutes exactly remaining. This game not a sudden death situation as so many times is the case. In and out from three-point range. Hager ties up with Chapman, and then Chapman is called for the foul. That's a strange call. Second one on Chapman. And Shavanka does not agree with the call at all.
Shavanka Chapman, that is her second personal foul. That will be the fifth against the Lady Phantom. At the line to shoot two, number 22, Michelle Hager.
The hold is quiet.
Here you get a chance to see Chapman. She got nothing but ball. Hager rattles the second one and won't go. The first one counted. 44-28. 2:45 remaining. Lakeisha Frett has it knocked away on the way to the basket.
Well, they're playing a little bit sloppy right now, and I know Mike doesn't like that.
All right. 2.5 minutes to go. Bish can't get it to drop, and Reese has the rebound. She and Chapman will bring it up. Chapman almost lost the ball. Lakeisha Frett. 44-28 as the Phantoms will play next Wednesday night. There's a reach-in foul.
Yeah, that was
Nothing
definitely
called.
a foul, Tim.
Well, you can't get the ball without fouling the player on that call. Frett will put it up, and she is fouled, and this time they do call it.
Well, if I was Michelle Hager, I'd keep reaching in too until they call it.
No question.
Michelle Hager. That will be her first personal.
Frett will go to the free throw line for only the first time tonight. The Phantoms have hit 4 out of 7 tonight. Here's your replay.
Well, they said that was a non-shooting foul.
Kenya Vaughn has it stripped. And last touch by Kempsville. That happening while you were watching the replay. They didn't miss anything. The ball was just knocked out of bounds. So the Phantoms will inbounds. Reese to Chapman. Lakeisha Frett. Sophomore sensation. 28 points a game during the regular season. She'll shoot from 14. It's off the heel of the rim. She tracks down her own rebound. Keisha below her average tonight. She's only got 16 points. Reese hit it.
Nice shot by Shavonka Reese. Went right across the lane. Nice short jumper.
Keisha Reese. Through the hands of Wendy May and out. 1:21 remaining, 46-28. The Phantoms will be the Eastern Regional Champions, and we invite you to stay tuned. At the conclusion of the ball game, Bob will have a chance to talk with Mike Talon, and hopefully we'll have some of the presentation of the trophy. Fret off the rim, no good. Fred has not had a great night shooting. I think she's the first one to admit.
There's been some contact when she's gone up for the shot, but there's been no call.
Way downtown, the ball short. Chapman hustling over there to get the ball. Says, I don't want to dribble, I'll throw to you. 45 seconds remaining. Phantoms will finish this game 27-0. Inside it goes. Chapman hammered, no call. Fret can't get it to drop. That's been her nightmare tonight, and the basket will not count as she was fouled before the shot, according to the official.
Well, I tell you, she was hammered the first time, and they didn't call it.
So Fret now will go to the free throw line if, in fact, both teams are over the limit.
That is her second personal foul, fifth against the Lady Chiefs. Lakeisha Fret will come to the line. She'll be shooting 1-1.
16 points for Lakeisha, and if you can imagine, that's an off night for her. This is the free throw. Reese in heavy traffic is fouled.
Well, when the shot hits the front of the rim like that, Tim, that normally means that you are tired because you're not getting your legs underneath your shot like you normally do. And I'm sure these young ladies are tired. They've been playing full court man-to-man the whole game. That will take a little bit more out of you than sitting in a zone as Kempsville's done.
Reese will get 2 shots. Her first trip to the free throw line, and she can't get it to drop. Reese with 10 points tonight, all from the 2-point range. In and out, but the ball is tipped over to Kenya Vaughn. She'll try. It's no good. Fret will follow. No good. And stolen by Hargrove with just 20 seconds remaining. Ball knocked away. It'll belong to the Phantoms. So Mike Talon's bench now starting to applaud and enjoy the moment as they have had it locked up for some time, but now they can start to celebrate. Reverse layup attempt by Fret, no good. And Hager goes down hard, and who touched it last? They say it was last touched by Hager.
Well, if there'd have been a foul call, it would have to been against Hager because that was offense of charge. He knocked down a defensive player, but there was no call.
8 seconds to go. Inbounds pass, and now we've got a foul against Phoebus, I believe. It's Chapman. So this last 30 seconds or so has taken a little more time to play than normal. Just 6 ticks of the clock left in the championship game. The only thing in doubt at this point is the final score.
Michelle Hager will go to the line. She'll be shooting 1-1.
Hager rattles it home.
Well, that young lady's done just a yeoman's job underneath the board tonight. Got a lot of rebounds offensively and defensively.
And Hager hits both free throws.
Very uncharacteristic of the Phantoms to throw the ball away.
I just think they're tired, and I think they know they've got the game won, and they just want to get this thing over with, get the celebration started. Bish, no good. Chapman battles for the rebound with May, and the buzzer sounds to end the ball game. And your champions of the Eastern region are the Phoebus Phantoms, as they score a 16-point victory over the previously undefeated Kempsville Chiefs. Of course, as I mentioned, on several occasions. Both of these teams will advance to postseason play in Williamsburg. Phoebus will play against the Northern Region runners-up in the last game to be played Wednesday evening at William & Mary Hall. And Kempsville will play at 3:45 Wednesday afternoon at William & Mary Hall. They will play the Northern champion.
Jim?
So the Northern region. Yes, Bob, go ahead.
I got Coach Talon here. Mike, the girls look tired tonight.
I don't think we were tired. How do you hold somebody 30 points and be tired?
Well,
They played man-to-man all night, and they weren't. What they got was free throws and us playing poor defense at times. We can't play much better defense than that.
No, I thought your defense did a great job.
We're averaging 60 points a game, and we cut that in half. So, I don't know how tired we can be.
Well, what I mean by tired is a lot of the shots were going off the front of the rim.
That's tight.
Okay.
Not tired. That's just tight. Keisha Frett was tight all night long. She was just tight. And I don't know why, because she was the best player heads and tails above everybody else. The other four on the team actually played much better than she did. They really did.
Thought, in the first quarter you missed a lot of points, but the Kempsville Chief got a lot of points, at least 10 off offensive rebounds.
And that's that's Frett and Chapman early in the game, leaving the basket unprotected, and they know better than that. They just, this is one of those games. I think Keisha was pressing a little bit too much. Shavankas is the only senior. I think she felt like she had to do a little bit too much. So it's a lot of factors. The other three kids I thought did a great job. But, I thought all of them did a great job because, they held Kempsville to 30 points. And we really shut them down, Bob. We really did.
Well, when they sit back in the zone, you could sit back and work the ball around. You moved the ball real good. The shots just weren't falling.
No, they weren't, and we were just tight. And,
Well, I thought maybe it was because of time, because of the physical game last night.
No, that wasn't it at all, because they felt pretty good. You can't play man-to-man full court the whole game and not get a little bit tired, but, I think the shots weren't falling because we were just trying too hard to make them. And especially Lakeisha, she was just pushing it, holding it too long, waiting until the last second, trying to get too close to the basket, little things like that. But she's still a great player.
Yes,
but she had an off night, and the other four carried her tonight. So I'm real pleased with that.
Well, that's it. It was a good game, Mike.
Yeah.
And congratulations on another Eastern Regional champion.
Thank you, sir. Get your coat here, buddy.
I appreciate that. I knew you'd take care of me. Tim, let's go back over to you.
All right, the most likable Mike Talon, he had a real good point there is the fact that the other girls played to support Fred when she was down, and that goes back to our original comments at the beginning of this ball game. This is not a one-dimensional team. They have good players at the skilled positions. Lakeisha Fred just happens to be an outstanding ball player. But the other girls have played extremely well, not only tonight, but all year long. And a good point on the Mike Talon's part, too. The fact that they held a high-scoring team like Kempsville to just 30 points.
Well, Tim, and that has to do with that pressure defense. They never had any open shots. The only open shots they had was on offensive rebounds. And when you play the kind of pressure defense that the Phantoms did, then you're going to shut down any kind of a scoring machine of the other teams.
As you and I are speaking, they are giving the runners-up awards to the Kempsville Chiefs, and momentarily we will have the awarding of the Eastern Regional Trophy to the Phoebus Phantoms, who have made kind of a habit of doing this. Of course, I'm not sure Mike's ever had an undefeated team before at this point in the season. Have they? Do you recall?
I don't remember. I don't think so, but I'd have to go back and check the records, Tim. I really don't know. But these young ladies sure play good together, and that's what makes them a winner, is they all five complement each other. As you pointed out, they can all handle the ball. They can all bring up the ball up against the pressure, and very few teams are going to press Mike Talon's team and cause many turnovers. And there's a good shot of the championship trophy sitting right on the counter, and that young man right next to it, he says, I never get on camera. He does the book for Phoebus and runs the clock at their home games, and we got him on camera tonight.
Let's frame him up here, Scotty. We want to see now, he can never say that again. He's got more airtime tonight than you or I both.
Yeah, and if we could just get him to smile and let him know he's on camera, he can say, hi, Mom, or something anyway.
Well, now we're going to have that was the runner-up trophy that was just awarded to Kempsville. Now we're going to have the championship award presentation. Each of the players gets a memento of the occasion. And then, of course, one more gorgeous trophy for the Phoebus High School Gymnasium.
I tell you, it's really, Mike Talon has done such a job there at Phoebus. It's just unbelievable. And that's the hand for that team.
27-0. We're going to have the individual players. You'll get a chance to see them. We'll name them as they get their awards. That's Desiree Allen. Christina Fields, number 20. Crystal Johnson, number 23, will get a rose and a handshake. 24, Alkeisha Sneed. Yolanda Fitzgerald, number 30, gets hers. Verona Jenkins, number 32.
And you notice that all the girls are getting a rose from the cheerleaders.
Number 25, Jennifer Chapman.
Jennifer Chapman, number 25.
Number 31, Nikki Plummer.
Some names I don't have on my list here, so I don't want them to
I don't have all
them.
either.
Points tonight, number 12, Felicia Bishop.
Felicia Bishop, number 12. We have her on our list.
With 3 points tonight, number 15, Janelle Hargrove.
Janelle Hargrove finishes the game with 3 points.
With 5 points tonight, number 21, Kenya Vaughn.
Kenya Vaughn with 5 points. She had 2 twos and 1 of 2 free throws.
With 10 points, number 42, Shavanka Chapman.
Shavanka Chapman with a very fine ball game. 10 points, 4 twos, and 2 of 3 free throws.
With 11 points tonight, number 33, Keisha Reese.
Keisha Reese finishes the night with 11 points.
Last but not least, and I will make this one comment, it's difficult to understand, but this lady is a sophomore, and for Phoebus High School, she has already eclipsed in 2 years 1,500 points.
Lakeisha Frett, 1,500 points plus in just 2 seasons as a Phoebus Phantom. And there you see Lakeisha Frett, who I predict, and it doesn't take a soothsayer to say this.
I think Joe could do this too, but go ahead.
Well, I predict in her senior year, barring injury, she will be a national celebrity in women's basketball. I think she has that capability, and I think every college that has a girls team will want to have her on their team.
There's not many teams that wouldn't want to have her. I don't know if anybody wouldn't want to have her. She has done just a great, great job for the Phantoms, and to be just a sophomore, Tim, and have the mobility and the knowledge of the game and the court awareness that she has is just phenomenal.
And of course, least we should forget the brain trust. Mike Talon and Liz Mears also assists Mr. Talon. And I'm sorry, I know he has some other assistants and I don't know their names, and I apologize for that.
Aubrey Perry is over there, helps him a lot.
There you see the very happy Mike Talon, the victorious head coach of the Phoebus Phantoms, your 1990-1991 regional champions of the Eastern region. Well, Bob, we're going to wrap it up here. Any final thoughts as we'll be looking forward to Phoebus participating in Williamsburg next week?
Well, you know, Mike is going to have them ready. They don't play until 8:45, which is unusual for a girls team to play that late. They normally play at 6:15 during the regular season. He will have them ready. Whatever team that they are ready to go against, he will know what they're going to do, who their good players are. He knows all the good players in the state anyway. But Mike will have his team ready. These young ladies will come out, play the pressure defense. You're going to have to put a lot of pressure on Phoebus and cause them to do things they don't want to beat them. And I don't think there's many teams that can do that.
Okay, so the final score again, the Phoebus Phantoms extend their win scheme to 27 as they beat the previously undefeated Kempsville Chiefs 46-30. For Bob Hintz and the entire crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
I thought they were retired. I had no idea they